Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good because I am trying to be good. So let's be good together. Today I will be talking about how I didn't think I would be able to fall pregnant and how I found out I was pregnant. I thought I'd just put it in together because it doesn't make sense just to say, oh wow, I found out I was pregnant, because it's so boring, you know. So I just thought I'd explain to you guys how I didn't think I'd be able to fall pregnant easily. The reason why I'm making this video is because I had to keep all of this a secret for so long, and finally being able to talk about it and being open about it feels a little bit overwhelming. But yeah, let's go. I got this. Let's start it off from the beginning. I got my period at the age of 13, and when I got my period, I used to either skip months or have really bad pain. So every time I got my period, my pain was unbearable, and my mother never got any period cramps. So she was she didn't know how to help me because she never experienced terrible cramps. And sometimes she thought I was just, exaggerating, because I am a bit of a drama queen, I won't even lie. So what happened was I just ignored it. And then when I did go to my GP and stuff, I used to tell them about it, and they treated it as endometriosis, even though I don't think they really did the proper checks to find out if it really is that. In 2020, I started breaking out really bad. I think it was beginning of 2020. And then I went to my GP because I had the flu or something. And then the GP put me on a contraceptive for my skin. And I was like, okay, no problem. I think I was on Diane. And then I was put on the contraceptive without even understanding anything. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. And I was on that while I was put on a skin tablet. What is it called? Accutane. And then when my skin cleared up and whatever, I stopped using the pill because I was like, it's whatever. And I needed a script obviously to get it. And then I was like, you know what, it's whatever, I'll get the pill when I get the pill. At the age of 21, I went to the gynecologist because, ladies, from the age of 20-21, you need to start going to the gynecologist to get a pap smear because we are likely to get cervical cancer. You may correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it is for. Anyway, so at the age of 21, I went to the gynecologist, got my pap smear, and the doctor checked everything, and he told me that it is endometriosis, and he told me that I had a cyst on I think he said my cervix or my womb. He told me that it's going to be very difficult for me to fall pregnant. So if I need to do a surgery, so you basically cut the bottom to remove the cyst, because endometriosis is treated somehow and then the cyst has to be cut from the bottom. And he told me that there was a lot of swelling and stuff. So I got really worried and I told my mom about it. I just thought that it's going to be really difficult for me to fall pregnant, and if I have to, I'm going to probably have to do a lot of things get that cyst removed and then go forward with treatment to actually prepare my womb for a baby. I was on and off the pill from the time I was 20 because I never ever thought it was serious, and the only time I actually took the pill seriously was for my skin. I've never ever taken it to prevent pregnancy. Yeah, it's just so strange that life happens in very mysterious ways, and it really surprises me at times. Even me being at the point that I'm at right now surprises me, because when I started this year, I didn't think I was going to be at this point, to be honest. I got into a relationship, as I said previously in my previous video, and within 6 months of us dating, I fell pregnant. I also was on and off with the contraceptive because like I said before, I only used it for my skin. I never really used it to protect myself in any way. I won't lie, we were being very reckless, and he even thought it's whatever, because I never ever told him about me not being able to fall pregnant, but I did tell him that I had certain issues when I went to the gynecologist in January. So because I go to the gynecologist every January for my pap smear, so when I went to the the gynecologist end of January. I told him about it, and I didn't tell him that I can't fall pregnant, but I did tell him that I had a problem where I had to actually go for an operation and stuff. So I guess from everything that was said, he also assumed that it's going to be difficult for me to fall pregnant. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to fall pregnant. And then when I look at the dates as like how long they say I was pregnant and everything, I'm assuming I fell pregnant end of June, beginning of July, around that time. When I found out I was pregnant, I was 5 weeks already. The way I found out was he told me I was pregnant, and I was like, no, I'm not. So initially I had like all these like extra cravings. I normally am a Gimba in general, but like for some reason I was like listening for like different things. He kept on getting it for me, and I was like, yo, yeah, you know, I was happy that I was like, my cravings were being met. I was like really bloated, and like I was thinking I'm just gaining weight because my stomach was like becoming bloated. And then that's when he was like, nah, the cravings and you bloated, you pregnant. And then the weekend before I found out I was pregnant, I started getting sick. Like I thought I had food poisoning because I kept on just being so gnarly. Like I couldn't eat, and I was just vomiting. Like I just vomiting everything. I think the vomiting actually started on Women's Day. It started on Women's Day actually, because that was the first time I vomited, and I was with my mother, and she didn't even realize, or maybe she did, but that was the first time I vomited, was on Women's Day. Me and my mom went for waffles, and then when we walked towards the car, I think it was a Sunday if I'm not mistaken, Women's Day, and then I vomited just before we got into the car, and then I was like, yo, I don't know, I think that waffle was too much. I shouldn't have eaten more than I was supposed to, whatever, because that's what I thought. Was genuinely, I didn't think I was pregnant. On Monday I went to the office, and I was just feeling so sick, and I was telling him, babe, I feel so sick, and he was like, yeah, you pregnant? And I'm like, no, I'm just bloated, whatever. And yeah, he was right. I went home, and I actually had these tests from Pep that I bought. I went through a stage where I used to just buy random shit, and I used to love Pep Home. Well, I used to love Pep Home and Mr. Price Home. So I bought a box of that pregnancy test, and which I thought was pregnancy test, but it was like just one test. And then I was like, okay, I have that test at home. I'm gonna use that test. So I used that test, and yeah, it was positive, and I was like freaking out, and I video called him right away, and I'm like, babe, I'm pregnant, like it has 2 lines. And then he's like, I told you. And then I was like contemplating my entire life, because I'm like, what the hell, like I'm fucking pregnant. I never thought I would be pregnant, and like in a way I'm so happy. Like I felt like God loves me, like fuck, I'm able to conceive. That was the first thing I thought. But then I was stressing because like financially I'm in a fucking situation after my jaw surgery, and then mentally I'm going through like so much shit. So I was like, no, I can't be pregnant right now. He was just like already like looking at abortion shit, and I'm like, dude, like I can't even process that I'm like pregnant. Let's make sure, and let me get going to the office tomorrow. Let me go get more tests, and then like we can confirm that I actually am. So then I bought a pack of 2 from Clicks, and I bought the clear blue that tells you how many weeks, because if I was gonna keep the clear blue one, and if the one is positive, then I'll check with the clear blue to see how far am I. So I tested it with the one Clicks one. It was 2 lines. I sent it to him, and he was like, yeah, told you. And I'm like, fuck. Then I checked the clear blue one, and it said 2+. He was like, from that entire week, we just contemplating like what. Well, he was very certain of what he wanted, and to me I was like so 50-50. Like I was like, I don't want to, but I know I need to, but I don't want to. Like my heart, like I didn't want to. My mind was like, yes, do it. My heart was like, don't do it. And yeah, when I found out I was pregnant, he was the only one that knew. I couldn't like even process it, because he's like, no, we need to just keep it between the 2 of us. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, I guess it is an intimate thing between the 2 of us, but in my heart I'm thinking, I need to tell my mother, I need to tell Tanika, I need to tell Zaleka, because like I need a woman's perspective. I need comfort, because he's not that emotional to like comfort me and like understand what I'm going through. Tanika as a baby, as a child, so like I thought she'd be able to like, you know, say something of substance. My mom is like me and my brothers, I thought like she'd be able to help me. So Leka is like an empath, like she is very good at like being there for me, like being there for anyone actually, and like she knows how to like communicate in a way that I'll be able to like be comforted and like be logical at the same time. And like those are the three people that I was like thinking of talking to, and like now I'm like, oh shit, I can't even like talk to them, you know, because like he's like, no, it's just between us. And then like within a few days, like he's like, nah, we're gonna do it on Saturday. And I'm like, okay. So I literally found out the Monday, I confirmed Tuesday with more tests, and then by Saturday I had to make a decision. So yeah, that whole week, like that, the next day I was like, nah, I was like, I was like trying to get him to like have a conversation with me so that we can like, you know, see if there's another option, if there would be a possibility of him wanting to keep it. And he never once had an option of keeping it, and I think that somewhat did break my heart, because I do love him, and I know he loves me too, and I know like love isn't the only thing that's like needed for a baby, you know, like you need more than just love to look after a baby. But I feel like, you know, the baby was made out of love, and we did genuinely care for each other. So deep down I know that we could have done a good job, you know, to keep that baby. Unfortunately he didn't see it that way, and that's okay, because I mean he's never been in a serious relationship before me, so that already was a lot. So I didn't want to put too much pressure on him by now adding a baby on top of a serious relationship, because we're still trying to like find our feet within the serious relationship, you know. And then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like make you want to keep it, like even though how like a part of me really wants to keep it and no part of you wants to keep it, then that means we'll go with what you want, you know. Like my parents were young, and when everything went bad in my home, I always thought like, damn, like I was a mistake, and I always felt like my father would have like been happier if I wasn't alive. I was just like very overly sensitive about it, and it wasn't truly true, but as a child that's how I felt, and I wouldn't want my child to feel that way in any way, especially because we're not married and we're only together for like 6 months, and it's just too much to add on to a relationship. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to bring a child into this world if you're not sure about it, so let's do it. We decided to have an abortion. I feel really good after talking. It's like I let out. Thankfully, after like a week or two, no, after 2 weeks, I was able to talk to my mom about it, and that was so relieving. And then I spoke to Tanika about it, because emotionally it was just really difficult to do that on my own. Like it was really, really difficult to do it on my own, because he was there physically with me the whole way, like through everything. He was so helpful physically there, like he was a good partner physically, but emotionally he wasn't able to like, you know, understand what I was going through. I think he thought I was just being overly dramatic about a lot of things. So when I was able to talk to my mom and to Nika about it, it felt so relieving, because I literally like I called to Nika after I spoke to my mother. Like I just spoke to my mother. I was like, Mommy, I was pregnant. Like, Mommy, I was pregnant, and this is what happened. And like she literally knew. She was like, I knew my child. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, how did you know? So yeah, I'll add that into my next story time about the abortion story. So yeah, that's the story of how I found out I was pregnant, and I didn't think it was even possible. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that was Money-ish Life. I feel like you guys are getting close to me now. We're like family. I love you guys, and the sun is now hitting in my face. Bye guys.